Hey guys, it is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, and I'm back with some free VST plugins to help you with your musical adventures and endeavors. Let me adjust this mic a little bit too low. All right, that's better. All right, guys, so we are continuing the month of February 2025, themed with free VST plugins, very creative VST plugins. So it'll get your creative juices flowing, and some of them might be a little bit strange some of the time. All right, so let's jump right into it. The free VST plugins for today are as follows. So first up here, we have, I think this is pronounced Cashmere, from the developer Cashmere. So it's Cashmere's Essential Kick. And we'll dive into that a little bit deeper in the example that I'm gonna show you guys. But it is a plugin that's technically made for shaping and kind of bringing out more detail and clarity in your kick, but it's not just relegated to you using it on your kick, as we will see in my example. So next up for today, we have Super Massive from Valhalla DSP. I've talked about this one before, and we're gonna go into some examples. It is a very, very amazing reverb and delay plugin. And the cool thing about it is it has a bunch of different algorithms, lots of presets. It is very flexible. It can do very conventional to very like far out, just crazy reverbs, very long, big, lush reverb. So it's great for every different types of use: basic, standard, room and space design, virtual space design, typical reverb stuff, slap, but then you can get really crazy with it for sound design and just whatever you need. So you'll see in a second, they release new presets and new algorithm modes just about every year, like near the end of the year. And at the end of 2024, it was pretty much the same thing. They released a new algorithm, and then it comes with a ton of new presets, and that was for the upgrade to the version 4. Fully resizable interface. The interface is very intuitive and straightforward. Let's jump to the websites real quick. So first, on the download link, it'll take you here. Pretty straightforward, and you'll be able to download. And for the Valhalla Supermassive, we will be going right here, and all the information is here. It talks about a lot of the different algorithmic modes, and it kind of explains what are the differences that's going on under the hood that gives it the different characteristics. Even with the same presets, the characteristics change when you switch the mode. All right, guys, so let's jump into the DAW and we'll check out what's going on. So like I said yesterday, I had started working on this arrangement, this beat, 10 minutes before I started the live stream, just to have something to use as an example with the effects that I talked about yesterday. And then I said that I'm gonna build it up so that by today there'll be more progress happening with the beat from what you heard yesterday. And I'm gonna do that also for Friday's video. So right now I added more stuff, added a vox to it, added a vocal, and there's no kick on here. You know, the levels are not fully balanced, but here's an example of what it sounds like. All right, here we go. Check this out. Let's start it again from the top.
Early in the morning, morning. Early in the morning, morning. Early in the morning, morning. Early in the morning, morning.
All right, so first of all, let's look at Cashmere. I used to call it KSHMR, but I think it's Cashmere. And let's go to the mixer view. So I have a snare here. We got two snares. On one of them, I put that plugin on the snare, even though it's called Essential Kick. So this is what the plugin looks like. I don't think it's resizable, but it works. So we have a sub knob here. We have a mid knob. We have air. We got transient, tape, pressure, comp for compression, and then we have width. So I pulled down the width on this because I want to keep the mono signal, the mono information for the sound that I have it on, which is a snare. And the transients I bumped up a little bit just to bring out more of the transients in the snare sound. Air, just to add a little air. Mid, to add a little bit more mid punch. And I brought the sub all the way down because I don't want to mess with any subs, because it is not a kick or a bass. But tape and pressure will definitely give you some drastic changes. It'll bump it up. It'll bring out more detail. And still got to be careful with pressure because it'll start to add a lot more low end information because it is trying to process for a kick. But let's listen to the before and after. Let's turn it off, and this is what the snare sounds like. Let's loop this section right here. So with it on, so it did what I needed it to do to just bring out a little bit more detail in the snare. Hopefully you guys heard that. So with the two snares and just the drums and all that good stuff, got this going on. There's no kick in the beat yet, remember that. And then let's bring in the 808. All right, so that basically brought out what I wanted in the snare. And I guess as I go on for the rest of the week and I build out the rest of this beat, I will continue to make tweaks. But that gave me what I wanted out of that particular snare sound. Now the next one, Valhalla, Supermassive. So this is the Vox. This one right here that starts out the beginning of the track. Solo that. So all right, let's look at the chain. I got a lot going on. It's a Vox. So we start out with, I have some M auto pitch for that auto tune sound. Then I used Reaper's stock delay with 2 taps. Sorry, no. This is the pitch plugin with 2 taps. 1 octave up, 1 octave down. Messed around with the semitones and the formant shift a little bit to get the right tone to give me those voices, those extra voices on the main voice. All right, so then we got down to, this is an EQ, a dynamic EQ. I had to scoop out something here in this area and the 525 hertz range, as there was something nasty happening on the high octave. Then we have an 1176 style compressor here, bringing up some details. Then we start with the first Valhalla Supermassive. So let's turn off this EQ so we can hear what it did. So without the first one, this is what that sounds like. So now I wanted to add some extra to it, and I just went through a couple of the presets, and I'm on the large Magellanic mode, and this is what I got. So it added a lot more delay bounces that I liked. I messed with the feedback, the mix to taste, And then I messed with the EQ because the EQ was still pretty wide open. So there was a lot of low end information, a lot of high end information, but I wanted that to be a little bit more muffled. So then I added a second one because I wanted to have a very big, large, long reverb for it to just kind of swim in. So that's what this sounds like now. Here we go. So we're getting all that extra tail and a lot of ambience. Let's listen to it again. Soloed. All right, let me turn off the second version of Supermassive. And now with the second version. So it added all that extra lushness that I wanted. And this reverb never lets me down. So you get that nice vibe, and it just adds the right vibe with the layout of the piano and the chords that I chose to use for the intro.
Early in the morning.
So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Check out those two plugins. Very creative. I like using them a lot. Definitely on my snares for the cashmere. I don't think I've ever used it on anything else. Yeah, on kick. I've used it on kick. But there's another plugin that I use on kick, which I'll probably talk about on Friday. But definitely Valhalla Supermassive is one of my favorite reverbs when I'm creating and trying to create a vibe and a sound. It's very flexible. It can go from reverb to delay. You can get reverb slap all the way to just like a plate type of vibe, room, and then you can get really big ambient. So very, very versatile, tons of presets. Let's look at the presets really quickly, just the whole layout. Jump back in here. So let me open a different instance over here because I don't want to mess up what I did. So here we go. Resizable interface. So down here we have the modes. Gemini, Hydra, Centaurus, so on and so forth. There's more down here. They keep adding more modes. So if you're in Gemini mode and you listen to the default, it's gonna sound different if you switch to Hydra or any of these other modes. The default will always sound different when you switch to the different modes, which is very interesting. And then any preset that you select, it's going to sound different. So if I go to mod, ambience, and select ambience chorus, it switches automatically to the Sagittarius, but you can still switch to different modes here. So these presets were built specifically for the Sagittarius mode, but even if you switch the mode, you're still gonna get the Sagittarius presets, but it'll sound different for each mode. So hopefully that makes sense and you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. Ton of options, lots of presets. When you start combining all the presets plus the modes, and they keep releasing more presets. at the end of every year since release. So definitely check those out, guys. The link is in the description. There's also a link in the description for my video series called PC Specs and how it relates to music production. So if you're looking to understand how your computer's internal parts works along with your DAW to help to power it and enable it to work smoothly so you don't have any issues, any distracting issues, definitely check out that video series. It'll help you understand how everything works and what you need to pay attention to when you're looking to get a system for your new rig. And you'll know where to put your money as far as what components are more important to you based on your workload and your workflow as a music producer or whatever your function is in music production. Also, there's a link in the description for a growing playlist for these videos that I do multiple times a week. So if you're looking for more free VST plugins, 100% free, definitely check out that playlist. There's over 370 videos there now, presenting you guys with more free VST plugins, 100% free VST plugins. So also, there is another link in the description for my video series that I started this year called 52 Weeks of Reaper, where I drop a new video every Saturday focusing on a different feature in Reaper and showcase what makes Reaper so great as a DAW and why it's an essential part to my workflow as a producer slash songwriter. Also, my link for all my socials are there at the end of the blog and in the description if you want to connect that way. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Check back on Friday. I'm going to be bringing some more free VST plugins with the theme of February 2025 being creative plugins that sometimes can be a little bit weird, but definitely plugins that you're going to use to get your creative juices flowing. Guys, check on Saturday definitely for week 7 for my Reaper series, and go check out the playlist now. 6 videos already up there. Very good stuff. And this video is gonna be a doozy. So thanks for watching, and as always, you will see me in the next video.